Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another episode of Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. However, we have a special guest today. In the absence of Marissa's husband, we have Allie's husband. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Not a whole lot, man. Appreciate you coming on. Always good to get another member of the group in place of Tyler, who's just ever so busy.
This man has a podcast and he's only like partially involved.
No, he's got some stuff going on. It's tough. I think we're gonna have to find a new day to do it. Sunday is the only day him and Marissa have off together, so that can be problematic, and I see why that's an issue. So I think we might transition to Saturdays. We'll probably still release the episodes on Mondays, just because I think nobody's gonna listen to it on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good driving to work. Uh, white noise, if you will,
Sure. White noise, yeah. Background noise, you mean? But
background
white
noise.
noise, sure.
Yeah, so well, while we have you, let's talk about what's been up. Let's hear about your life of recent.
Well, I mean, you have a little bit of a gist, because Tyler has filled Joel in, and everybody obviously knows what's been going on. But I was offered a kitchen manager position at the dive with some incentives that I could not refuse, and this was my first week working full time there, and it went really well.
Nice.
Um,
Back in the kitchen, huh? How's it feel?
Yeah. Feels like I never left.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's just like second nature, honestly. Um, I mean, I'm comfortable doing it, and I don't mind doing it when it makes sense, financially and through my life, my upward trajectory in life. So, it was a pretty easy decision, and I've liked it so far. So,
Nice. I'm sure it's a little refreshing actually making food versus being at Buffalo Wild Wings where we just kind of heated up food in a sense.
yeah, I mean, it's different. I mean, it's not drastically different. It's not like it's a fine dining restaurant. It's still a bar food. Um, but definitely a little higher quality than Buffalo Wild Wings. Not everything is previously frozen. It's
Yeah, obviously we
fact.
we we prepared, I'd say we prepared food versus cooked food at B-Dubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, I think one big thing is that now you and Allie are kind of doing this together, and it sounds like there's a lot of room for growth, which is kind of sick.
yeah, man. Some really good opportunities down the road if everything plays out the way that it does. And then even now, like I said, I'm not gonna get into the details on here, but there are things that like the incentives I mentioned earlier that will come along every little bit in a while, and they'll be worth the transition, that's for sure. So,
Yeah, no doubt. Has she given you any lip back there yet?
oh God, yeah, already. Um, I she's been taking her frustrations with other people out of me because now I know what's going on, and I'm like, I have nothing to do with that. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me, but
Yeah,
it's
that
fine.
that that's gonna be a little bit of a hurdle, but I'm sure you guys will get through it. That'll be tough, but it'll be fine. Um, but one thing that's cool, I think, is now you can walk to work. So you're living in Carolina Beach and kind of
Yeah,
just stroll right down the street to work,
less
right?
than 5 minutes.
Less than 5 minute walk.
Yeah,
Dang, that's what's up.
yeah. Like if I leave the house, I could let's say I work at 9. I could leave the house at like 8:50 and be there by 8:54, 8:55. Like that's clocking in inside the
Dang.
building. Yeah.
Dang, so we're not talking about a Tyler 5 minutes. We're talking about a real 5 minutes.
Yes.
All right, that's what's up, man. So you walking pretty much every day.
Yeah.
What about rain?
Um, I have to get a pass, a Carolina Beach pass for like residents. Um, so I could use that when it rains. Knock on wood, I haven't had to walk to work yet when it rained. Oh, actually, that's not true. It rained the other day, but it wasn't like anything bad. Just like a drizzle. But I will probably drive my car and park it close by if it rains. So,
Parking pass. So the resident pass is like a season long parking pass, right?
mhm. So you don't have to pay to
Uh,
park in the parking spots. It's not
right.
all the pay for parking, but like the town stuff
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. So, how much is it for the year pass? Just
I
curious.
don't remember. I don't remember. I think it's like 100 and something, 200
Oh, that's
something.
not bad. I was thinking it was going to be way more than that.
No,
And that's worth
it's
it.
not
I
bad.
mean,
Yeah.
and I'm
Even
sure
if I'm
it's
not working,
obviously,
I
even if
can,
you're not working, right? Yeah, exactly.
if we, I mean, we honestly walk everywhere now. Um, like last night, me, Alli, and Ryan, the owner, went out and just went bar hopping. And it's just nice to be able to walk all over the island. I mean, he had his golf cart last night, so we were able to go a little bit further. But normally, everything is in within walking distance.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, that's super nice. Not really having to worry about if you want to go grab a beer, you don't have to worry about driving to get home. You can just walk back. That's super convenient.
Oh
But
yeah,
what else has been up? I saw that everybody went out for Casey's birthday last night.
I
Looked
did
like they had a
not.
fun time. Yep.
No.
Um, it looked like Drew was hurting pretty good this morning.
Yeah. Um, I wasn't sure if they were going to get busy at work, and Allie wasn't sure either. And we didn't want to risk going downtown and then shit, popping off and having to run back. So we stuck around and ended up not having to go do anything. So we just hung out down here. I looked like they had a lot of fun, but unfortunately, we could not make this
It did
venture.
look like they had a lot of fun. Do you know where that place they went was?
No clue.
Yeah,
I know
I've never even seen it before.
they told me where some of the places they were going. If it was Pony Source, which I'm not sure if it was, I do know where that is. Um, but I'm not exactly sure where that video, where most of the videos look like they were at. I'm not sure.
All I know is it looked like Drew and Tingo were having themselves a night.
Yeah, and old sober Tyler in the background, just
I
sitting
got a
there.
I got a kick out of sober Tyler. Just looked like he wanted to kill himself at the table.
hmm Drew looked fucked. Tina was
Drew was
fucked.
Drew was fucked bad.
And there's old sober Tyler in solidarity.
Oh, that's good stuff right there.
I can't imagine going downtown and being sober the entire time.
Oh yeah, I don't need to drink to have fun. Yeah, that place did look cool. You know what? It gave me it gave me Mad Cats before Mad Cats got banned vibes.
Yeah, yeah, I can
You know
see
what I
that.
mean?
It didn't look too
See,
busy.
exactly. Like kind of seemed like it was just their group and they kind of had free reign. They were playing good music and all that stuff. But
Definitely.
a little bit about what I've been going on or what I've had going on is me and Sam finally bought our Epic passes, which basically
Nice.
is our season passes for snowboarding. Um, which I would say is the best military discount out there.
How much
Um,
of a discount do you get?
so it's if you just wanted to go snowboarding for one day at Vail, Vail is like a famous resort kind of deal.
Hmm.
A 1 day lift ticket, so it's basically an all day pass, is $200 a day. Okay, it's expensive.
Ah,
Um, the military season pass is $180.
oh my God. What a fucking joke. Jesus
So,
Christ, what a
so
joke.
I could literally go every single day for this $180 that I just paid. And so can Sam. Sam's is $180, and she just all her services is marrying me. So
And yeah, all your services being in the army, you know,
yeah,
you ain't had to, go off to war and you're getting all the benefits. I
yep.
respect it.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, so best military discount there is, better than that 10% shit we get at Lowe's.
Huh.
Um, so when we go to Colorado, we're gonna be snowboarding like crazy, even more than we were last time. But um, I've been in this school right now, so we just finished up a little capstone project, which was basically exactly what Tyler talked about in the podcast last week, where he said I had to like plan a basically neighborhood for all of us friends to live in. Do you remember hearing about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this capstone project was finishing up my general engineering portion of this school. And so basically I had to, with my small group, we had to plan base camp, which is more or less an installation. So we had to talk about like the layout of the installation, how many barracks we were going to have, where we were going to put the gym, the DFAC, talk about the power and water distribution and all that stuff. So it was kind of just random that I ended up having to do this exactly 1 week after me and Tyler just talked about it. So
Interesting.
that was very interesting. Um, Friday we got out early. Me and Sam went and had some like happy hour drinks at this place called Carnivores. I got a little old fashioned style drink. It's actually called a new fashion with tequila, and it was delicious.
Uh, uh,
They were good though. Uh, this place Carnivores is it's kind of like I guess the Missouri version of a fancy steakhouse. But not like a chain steakhouse like a Texas Roadhouse or anything like that.
mhm.
Very, very small inside. And it's good, but they make the drinks very well. They like take their time and like make good drinks. And we did a funny TikTok. You'll have to check it out. Go to Sam's TikTok page and look at
I
the.
don't even have TikTok anymore.
Oh, you're missing out. It's funny. Um, So yeah, we did that. It was rainy kind of most of our weekend, which kind of sucked because there's nothing to do in Missouri when it rains. Like Missouri's a very much outdoor oriented place, and if it's raining, it's there's nothing to do. But we still got into the farmers market on Saturday, kind of bared the rain. Um, I think the Amish are listening to the podcast.
Why you say that? I mean, they're not, but go ahead and entertain your weird idea.
So, um, we go down to the farmers market and it's raining, like I said. So there's a lot less vendors out there than there normally are. But the Amish are the ones that are just always out there. Like rain or shine, it could be damn torrential downpour. Amish are going to be out there selling their stuff. And they're like
Yeah,
one
the
of the only
Amish.
they're one of the only people out there with vegetables and eggs. So we wanted to check out their stand and we ended up buying some blueberries and eggs from them. And we get up. So first of all, the girls were very friendly, which normally they're very standoffish because they see Sam with shorts on and they think she's a sinner. So uh,
She is. That's because she
uh,
is.
she is, you're right. But they were friendly, smiling at us. And then when we get up to check out, the guy hands me a free thing of broccoli to take. And it's very, very friendly. And I'm like, you know something. So I think they're breaking their religion and listening to the podcast. They're trying to make me feel bad. That's what's happening.
Or maybe he just saw him and said, "Man, that guy looks like he needs some broccoli," and he hooked you
Yeah,
up.
he could have been, but normally they're not that friendly. I'm telling you, they freak me out normally. But he was very nice.
You just don't understand the culture, dude. You just don't
No, I do
understand.
not. And I don't think many people do.
They're godly people, and they're just doing the best that they can.
Yeah,
So
there's something all
respect them.
right. Um, Saturday night we went to this little Mexican spot for dinner called El Jimador, which we call El Jimmy's. Um, the margarita, me and Sam both got margaritas. We scored it collectively. We decided on a score of 7-7, which I think is a pretty good margarita. Pretty strong. We were feeling it. Honestly, after one margarita. Now I was like 2 or 3 beers deep before we went, but uh pretty strong margarita. We got some queso as an appetizer. I got the steak fajita, which was on point.
Sounds good. We we so like I said, we were going around CB last night, and we went to Fat Pelican at one point, and this has never happened. They had somebody at the door keeping people from coming in because the cooler was so full that they couldn't get anybody else in.
Really?
Yeah, never had that
I've s-
happen before.
I've seen that place packed.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, and they were like, no more. And there was this line. So we were in the line, and there was like 4 or 5 of these frat dudes, and they were like nerdy frat dudes. Like, they weren't like cool guys. They were just dudes in college, and they were acting, you know, kind of how you'd expect them to.
Yeah.
And Allie was about to say something. I was like, Allie, please, please don't, because if you say something, it becomes my problem, and I don't want that. So we didn't stay there very long. We got in, and then left, and then went to so Silver Dollar has a new place, rooftop bar.
Hmm.
It's called, I think it's a Higher Dollar or something like that. And so we went there for a little while, and then it's a pretty nice little spot. It wasn't like crazy packed. And then we went to the dive and got food, and then went home.
Nice. Sounds like a nice little CB round trip.
Yeah, I had a handful of IPAs,
There
and
you
by
go.
handful, I mean probably close to at least half a dozen, if not almost 10.
There you go. Sounds like a good Saturday night. You wake up with a little bit of a headache this morning.
No, just tired.
Yeah, just a machine these days.
Yeah, just a
You hit
machine.
30 and it's just no more headaches from drinking.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the alcoholism. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet.
That's that's probably what it is. Um, Today the weather was phenomenal here. Couldn't have asked for nicer weather. Sunny 75, like not a cloud in the sky. So Sam, me, and then one of our friends took our dogs to this little park and we had like a makeshift picnic type deal. We went and got Jimmy John's, old JJ's, solid. Um, Brought some beers and basically just let the dogs sniff around while we just chilled and talked. It was nice. It was a good time. Um,
It
Basically,
was
like,
the opposite here.
was it?
Yeah, it's humid, like super hot, sunny, and then it's been thunderstorming for the last like 2 hours.
Yeah. See, we haven't got there yet. I think Missouri's a little behind. We're kind of in that still rainy spring. So, um,
It's been miserably humid and hot here, like
yeah, I can
horrible.
imagine, dude. I can imagine. It's gonna get like that here. I think we're just a little behind. So today was beautiful though. But yeah, and then finals game tonight,
And two,
which should that's coming up. We got about what 3 hours till that happens. So I'm
yeah, it
pretty
starts at 8.
excited. Let's what starts at 7.
Oh, so 7. Oh,
Well,
2. Never mind.
it starts at 7 for me.
Oh my God, you're annoying.
Um, but yeah, let's talk some finals. So Pacers steal game one in OKC. How do you feel
OKC.
about that? OKC.
Um, I'll be honest with you, a little shocked. Um, I didn't. I mean, Halliburton, man. Like, I've never been a hater per se, but I was never really on a Halliburton train. But this playoff run is something serious. Um, this dude is about as clutch as you can possibly be this year in big ass moments, big games. And he's willing this team, which on paper shouldn't have gotten past the first round. And I mean, I don't think they're going to win tonight. I expect the Thunder to come out hard and fast, like what I did there. Um,
Hard and fast.
but I don't know, man. It might be more of a series than I thought it was going to be. I thought the Thunder was going to be. I thought it was going to be 5 games, and it still might be.
Yeah,
Uh, but my opinion on that has slightly wavered. Um, uh, they're just playing really good team basketball,
they
and
are.
I mean, Shea had 38, so it's not like he had a bad game, and they were winning most of the game, um, if I remember correctly. I think they had a 15-point lead at one point, didn't they? Um,
They Yep.
and they
Um,
blew it.
so my kind of thoughts is they stole game one because they honestly played bad. Uh, like you said, they were down 15 in the fourth, which is crazy. And they did the same thing in New York. They stole game one. They stole game two too, but I don't think they're going to do that too at UKC. The crazy thing to me is Halliburton just kind of got the ball and dribbled to a mid-range pull-up. Like he didn't do anything crazy. They
Oh,
kind of just let him dribble. I think they thought he was going to go for a layup because mid-range is dead and nobody shoots mid-range jumpers anymore. But
except for SGA. He shoots a lot of them.
except for the guy on their team, exactly. But yeah, he just didn't really seem super contested and just dribbled to his spot and just shot a little pull-up mid-range jumper. Won the game.
Yeah, I was
Um,
kind of surprised watching that play. They didn't. They gave him way too much space. I think you're right. It looked like they're kind of playing drive. Um, but he said, "Nope, I'm going to go ahead and pull up right here." finish it. So
Well, the same thing happened with the Knicks. So they were playing the drive. He realized they were playing the drive. He ran back out to the 3-point line. He threw up that crazy shot. It ended up going in. But um, like I said, same thing happened to the Knicks. Pacers really weren't supposed to win that first game, and they ended up coming back and stealing it. Um, so tonight, uh, I don't foresee the Pacers winning. However, we'll see. I didn't foresee them winning last night either. OKC's favored by 10 and a half. Thunder have been really good after losses the whole season, really, and especially in the playoffs. I would love to see the Pacers steal game two, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't know, man. Like I obviously with those when we did our brackets for the championship finals, I had the Thunder winning in one of them. I had two brackets, but so I'm not surprised to see them here. Not at all.
Right.
Um, but if the Pacers end up winning this finals, it might be one of the most like surprising in years. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of a finals where I was like, nah, there's no way they should have won. Um, the last team that really surprised me was that Raptors team with Kawhi. Um, obviously Kawhi was a better player than Halliburton is. I mean, I actually don't know. I don't know. Uh,
It's a wild take. But I will say, if Halliburton wins the finals this year, I mean, we're gonna have some conversations. Like, is he the best point guard in the league?
I still think that's Shea right now. Um,
If he beats Shea, who has a better team than him in the
yeah,
finals,
I know, I know. Yeah, I mean that's a completely fair argument. Um, I do think there's going to be a discussion.
it's,
You kind of have to.
to me, Shea is more of a two guard. I don't think he's really a facilitator like Halliburton is.
Not like Halliburton, no. He's definitely more of a score first kind of guy,
Right.
but he's
That's
still a
just
point guard.
yeah, he is. I'm a traditionalist at the point guard position, but so stat this season, Halliburton is 13 of 15 to win or tie in the clutch.
That's insane.
13 of 15 to win or tie in the clutch this season is insanity. He has four, I guess, no, not game winners, but either win or tie so far this season in the playoffs. Four.
I'm kind of surprised now that he didn't win the Clutch Player of the Year award. I mean, Brunson was clutch, but still, I mean, 13 for 15 on the year, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, it was,
It wasn't,
nine for 12 before
that's,
that, which is
but
still absurd.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's
So
extremely efficient.
it's crazy. Um, it's really crazy. There was some stat I saw online talking about like best clutch players with a minimum amount of shots in the last, 15 seasons, and he's like third. I think it's craziness. But yeah, we're gonna have some wild conversations if he ends up winning.
Absolutely.
Um,
I mean,
so moving
uh,
into some more basketball stuff. Lance Stevenson versus Michael Beasley one-on-one. Did you see that?
I saw highlights. I didn't sit down and watch it, but I saw the majority of the clips.
I didn't sit down and watch it either. So Michael Beasley won 31-21. Um, I think one-on-one is really about all Michael Beasley has going for him. It's kind of his game. Lance Stevenson, I think, at least had a successful NBA career.
Yeah.
Um, Now he was a troll, and I hated him when he was on the Pacers, but he was successful. He was good at what he did. I think Lance Stevenson almost fought like two people in the crowd. Did you see any of those
Yep,
highlights?
I saw that. Yep, yep.
So very interesting, very interesting. And now I don't know if you've seen this. Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley are playing Jordan Crawford and Dwight Howard 2-on-2.
Oh, you mean the thing I sent you earlier? Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen it.
I knew someone sent it to me.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
know if
me.
it was you.
It was me.
I don't know if it
It's
was
all right.
you. Don't even get me started because you are right up there with the worst to not look at things people sent you.
I wouldn't say not look at it. It just may take me a little while.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It takes me a little while.
Some days I'm in the mood to look at messages, other days I'm not.
Yeah, Sam always laughs at me because I'll have like my notifications on Instagram are just absolutely going crazy. And she's like, it looks like you're like someone who doesn't answer text messages on purpose. You know what I mean? So you have like a bunch of unread whatever. And I'm like, no, me and my friends just send each other a ridiculous amount of TikToks every single, or not TikToks, but Instagram reels every single day.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm tuned in. I think I got my money on Dwight and Crawford.
Um, obviously being a Dwight Howard Barzal fan, um, which looking back on it back then, I was like, no, that's not real, but maybe it was. With all the rumors going around about him. I mean, it could have been. If it is, it's scary.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. For man and or woman. But I would like to see. It's gonna be interesting. I think Crawford and Stevens is a decent matchup, but I really want to see Beasley and Howard go at it because I mean, Beasley's gonna have his hands full, like on the defensive end. Like Dwight Howard's such a good defender, but he doesn't have obviously he doesn't have much of an offensive skill set. But he's still super big and super strong, and for his age, probably very athletic. Um, so it'll be interesting. I mean, Beasley's one of I don't know, man. He's Dwight's a three-time in a row Defensive Player of the Year. Like I don't know.
Yeah, my thoughts are it depends on who's refereeing the game to me. If Dwight can get away with just being more physical and not letting Beasley kind of get into his fancy one-on-one stuff, then I think Dwight and Crawford win. However, I don't know if Dwight can guard Michael Beasley just one-on-one like that.
I guess we'll see. I think he can.
All right, we'll see. We'll tune in. We'll have to see when that's coming.
I do hope that
Um,
this is a step in that direction, though, of like maybe not necessarily at some point. I hope at the All-Star game, but former players playing one-on-one or two-on-two, and just kind of seeing backing up some shit talking. I'm here for. I'm all for it. Like I'll watch it.
all right. Um, yeah, I'd like to see it as well. All right, let's move on though. Let's talk a little softball. So the season's upcoming. You've
Yes,
been
it is, unfortunately.
you've been hitting the batting cage.
Have I been? Oh, brother, I almost tear a hamstring if I step the wrong way. It's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be bad. But nah. I definitely need to be starting some stretching and or light running. Just so I don't completely blow out my hamstrings or any other ligaments in my legs when I hit the ball and run towards first base the first time. Um, Hitting, I'm not really that worried about. I might go to the cage one time, but I mean, I hit really well last year. I hit pretty well my first year playing back. So I think me and Drew and Ed were the only ones to hit over 500
Yeah, I
on the
mean
whole team.
hitting over 500 I'd say is good. Do you have any predictions on the season?
Well, we've increased, if I could be wrong about this, but I believe I'm correct. I think we've increased our win total about one game every year. So if we could get 4 wins this year, we'll be really doing something. And it'll make sense because we're at below average Joe's 4.0. So 4 wins, 4.0, and
I like
hopefully,
it.
uh, you know, if they had a gold glove for second base, I'd probably be in the running. But I don't know if they're going to start handing out individual awards, but I'm hoping to have a good year. Hope to play just as well as I did last year. Ideally better, but setting expectations to be realistic. As long as I do just as well as I did last year, I'll be happy.
You
I just
guys
want to win a
should
little bit
get
more.
you guys should get a trophy. Like if you're going to continue playing, you should get a trophy that the person with the lowest batting average has to keep until the next year.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, they call it like the slump award or something like that.
Oh my God, if Tyler got that, he'd be so mad. And it might have, if we exclude the women, I think it was him. That
Yeah,
boy,
I mean,
that boy couldn't hit. You could have been throwing a boulder down the down the line. He missed. It was fucking hilarious. And like it's not because he can't do it. It's like I don't know if it's like something in his head, but like, he gets up there and just can't do shit.
It was
It's
definitely
amazing.
mental. It was definitely mental. I think he was in his own head big time because he has the
Oh,
ability
absolutely.
to hit a baseball. He was just so he was going up there and he was so nervous about swinging and missing probably that it made him just hit bad.
That's why maybe he should break that solidarity and have a couple pregame brewskis, take the edge off.
Yeah, yeah, man. He should
That's what I do.
break the solidarity. I mean, not
I
yet.
have like one or two before the game or during the game, just to, I'm not like drunk, obviously, but just kind of take the edge off, and I'm more relaxed.
Yeah, like loosen up, have a couple beers, and realize that this means nothing in the big scheme of
Absolutely
things.
nothing.
Yeah,
It's fun. That's all it is.
that's what it's supposed to be. It's a beer league softball, so it's supposed to be fun.
If we
Um,
win, we win. That's great. But I'm
exactly.
used to the losing, so you know, it seems to be a common trend with any of our recreational teams. Some of that I've been involved in, others I have not. But we're not exactly known for our winning ways. Um, but I hope it, we'll turn it around. We
It's
got Ed
time.
coming back, which is big. Um, Kyle Sola is not in, which sucks because Kyle was a stud in the outfield. He's also someone who couldn't really hit very well, surprisingly, considering
Yeah.
that he's a little strong man now. But that boy, he's just like you, but like from the outfield, like he'd throw it and it would be the catcher better be ready and it would
Yeah.
hurt.
That's good and bad. Because obviously if you put somebody back there that's not really a catcher,
Oh yeah. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Most of the
yeah.
time it was the girls and love them. They're the best. But catching balls going over 50 miles per hour from a long distance is not exactly in their repertoire of skill sets.
No, not at all.
So
All right,
it
so
is what it is.
real quick on softball to wrap it up. Are you continuing your over 500 streak?
Absolutely. Come
All
on,
right.
son. I ain't going there not to do something. I'm gonna go out there, swing that thing around, hopefully do better, but we'll see. But
All
absolutely,
right.
500 bust.
All right, I like it. And does Tyler get out of his slump?
I think he gets out of his slump, but hits 300 for the year,
All right.
which
All
I
right,
think
we'll
I'm
lock
not
it
sure what
in.
his batting average was last year, but I'd be pretty surprised if it was better and or not much worse.
All right, we should do like uh a group poll on does Tyler get over 300. I'm gonna make that in the I'm gonna make that in the questions or the comment section of the podcast. So get down there and vote. Does Tyler bat over 300? All right.
I'm
Well,
interested to see the results on that one.
before we take a little commercial break, let's talk. Let's see how much time we got left real quick. Boom, 5 minutes. That's too easy. Let's talk a little bit about the college baseball, College World Series. So they're in the super regional right now. I know you might not be super tuned in, but I
Super
really
tune in,
think
not at all. But go ahead.
I really think College World Series is underrated. I think it's a great sporting event. Carolina beat Arizona in the super regional today, actually, and they're heading
Oh,
to
nice,
Omaha for the College World Series.
nice.
Um, Yeah, so they're actually a really good team. They got a good pitching staff, which I think is important in the College World Series because they're best of three games. So a lot of these teams are built for like 2 games. They have good pitchers for 2 games, but then they run out of their stud pitching for the third game if they split. But yeah, I just want to plug the College World Series out there. If you want some good baseball to watch, they're really good games. They're exciting. It's not dull, boring baseball. It's good stuff. So tune in.
I won't be, but
Um,
thank you.
That's fair. Um, and then lastly, to wrap up this segment, the Carter 6 was released. My initial thoughts, mediocre at best. What do you think?
I think mediocre. I think you're letting your bias of Wayne affect your opinion. I don't know if mediocre is a fair like. It was it was 100% non-negotiable straight ass. Wayne should have left that alone. Should have kept it in the vault. and gone out on a slightly higher note than he is because that's his last album ever. My God. Uh, and if it's going to be like that from now on, I hope it is because that was fucking terrible. Um,
Yeah.
I know Wayne's one of your goats, and I consider him a rap goat, not necessarily one of mine. But I gotta say, in terms of his peers, longevity has not been the kindest to Mr. Um,
Yes, yes and no. I mean,
you know,
longevity,
I'm
we're talking about him have been in the game for, I mean, damn near 30 years.
I know, but like just because he's putting stuff out doesn't mean it's good. And I'd argue that, I mean, even the Carter Five, which was okay at best, um, like really since the Carter Three, I'd argue he hasn't had a good album. He's had some decent features and songs here and there, but in terms of an actually good album, I would argue that the Carter Three was probably the last one.
Yeah.
He
I
probably
mean,
had some mixtapes that were good
yeah.
in between there, but
Okay.
he's
Well, I
not.
mean, that's a fair assessment. I liked the Carter 4 and the Carter 5. I think they obviously weren't his best stuff, but I enjoyed listening to the songs. Now, are they downloaded on my phone? No, but I liked it.
I mean, like I said, yeah, there's songs I like, but I mean, I try to compare him to like some of the other guys that were big time rappers around the same time. I'm not gonna try to plug my boy too much, but Eminem is a good example. He went through a period where his music wasn't the best, but I would argue his last album was the best album he's put out in like 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, me
And
and you differ on the Eminem debate, just like we differ on the Lil Wayne debate. So we just have to
but
live
like
and let
Jay-Z's
live.
last album was great. Um, Em's last album was great. Um, and that's a longevity I'm talking about. Like you're going to have some duds. Not every album's going to be a platinum album, but to just be putting out hot garbage at this point, just leave it alone, brother. Like you had that Elephant song. Who in the world was in the studio with that man and said, you know what? Put that shit on the fucking album. The people need to hear it.
Yeah,
Like,
some of it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah.
so I mean, but obviously Wayne's Wayne. I'm not gonna shit on him too hard, but I was pretty disappointed, even with expectations being lower.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna jump into a commercial right here. I will say to the people listening, to give it a listen for yourself. There was two songs I liked. The 2 Chainz song was still bad, but it was tolerable.
Still bad.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a commercial break, so we'll be back.
Is your name Tyler Caproni? Do you struggle to even touch the ball while hitting in softball? Well, I have one suggestion for you. Get down on bended knee and pray to whatever Alibaba you believe in, and he'll take care of you. Amen.
Hey man, what a thoughtful prayer. Ooh. All right, Tyler, over under 300. Get in the comments. We'll check it out. But let's let's jump into random questions. So I'll go first. Um, if you could master any skill, what would it be?
I would want it to be a useful skill.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't mind like mastering carpentry or something like that, something cool that I can build stuff. I'm not, shocked. I'm not exactly the most handy person alive. But if I could learn to, build some stuff, do some add-ons to my house on my own, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
So I'd say carpentry.
I actually had carpentry. I wrote down a couple notes, and carpentry was definitely up there because I think that would be an awesome skill to have, especially like mastery of it. Because obviously anybody can go out there and build something. It's just it might be shitty. Um, Cooking, I think, would also be a cool skill to like master. Like same thing, anybody can go cook. Uh,
Yeah.
but in terms of like knowing recipes and what to add in certain things, I think would be a cool skill.
Yep.
Also, 3-point jump shot. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
come on now. Everybody wants to be able to shoot the long ball.
If I could master 3-point shooting, I might return to the court and just become a spot up shooter, pick and pop kind of guy. Where I'm not running around, but I'm in the corner. I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah, be Unk out there.
Yeah, be all on, be Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love. Actually, no,
Oh yeah.
Cleveland Cavaliers Kevin Love. I think
Yeah.
that's when he was more of a spot up shooter.
So I guess following on to this question, since we started talking about 3-point shooting, Mike said that he was being called Unk by the young boys out there in Orlando. Um, and this made me think about at what point do you become Unk?
That's a great question. I like how you skipped my random question, went to your second one, but I'll answer it anyway. Um, I feel like once you get like into your late 20s is when you start becoming an unk. But 27, 28. Now, like I got guys who are like 18 calling me sir. I'm like, oh my God. Like that's pretty scary. But yeah, I'd say 27, 28 is when you can start kind of being that unk status.
Okay, that's fair. I do think it depends on the group of people you play with a little bit.
Yep. If you're playing the
If you're
young kids, like high schoolers and stuff, or early college, like 28's old.
Yeah, I think you got to be in the 30s to be Unk.
Interesting. Hmm.
I think it's honestly more of like a I think 34 and up, I think is when you hit Unk status.
That's fair. I mean, I feel old
You,
at 30, so I
you
mean,
think about it though. You think about it though, when we've played pickup, most of the time the people we play with, we're talking about Carolina Beach. Carolina Beach is a little different because I feel like we were the young kids there, but I mean, you had like the Harrises, like the Sausages of the world, like the
yeah.
Lawrence. Like Harris and them were probably 28 at that point, and they weren't
Hmm.
Unk. You know what I
Well, they
mean?
kind of, they call them unk, but like we looked up to them as older guys.
Yeah, but Lawrence was Unk.
As unk. Yeah.
Is that
He's probably
Kylo?
not. Yeah. They're like trying to play right here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, no, it's all good. I'm not tripping.
go. But yeah, so I backtrack. I agree with you. Um,
Yeah.
but now I'm gonna give you my random question since like I said,
All
since
right.
you skipped me.
Okay.
You have to get rid of one body part. What is it?
I mean, okay, so this is a loaded question. Are we talking body part like I can just say a finger? Or are we talking about
No,
like
no, no.
a
I'm
main
sorry.
limb?
You have to get rid of a major limb and or important, like ears or eyes, organs
See,
that
losing ears would be weird. Because for one, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. For two, you would look stupid.
or you
Um,
lose both your arms, you lose your legs, lose your eyes, lose your nose. You get to pick.
that's tough.
You got to pick one.
That's really tough. Can't do nose because you just look fucked up. I think, man, so basically my options are arms, legs, or weird extremity on my
Like
face.
you got your ears, your eyes, your nose, your teeth, your tongue, your hands, your feet.
Now, given, are we talking about if I lose my teeth, can I get dentures?
Eventually,
Hmm.
just like you get prosthetic, whatever it is you decide to remove.
Yeah, I mean, I think the easy way out of this question would just be like, yeah, take my teeth, I'll get some fake veneers put in, we'll call it a day. But I won't take the easy way out. And I think I'd rather lose a leg over an arm. Um, because you can the prosthetics and the technology with the prosthetics these days is so advanced that you can get something to make you be able to live a normal life. Uh,
Especially on that army insurance.
especially with army insurance because it wouldn't pay for anything. But um,
Fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
what, you mad that I don't pay for insurance?
Oh, just so stupid. Go ahead. We're not gonna go there.
I mean, yeah,
So you're
uh, I
saying you're saying teeth? Or are you saying what are you saying?
I'd say if teeth, if that's not an easy way out, or I'd say leg if I had to decide between legs and arms.
Okay. I mean, you can do one leg. It doesn't have to be both.
For sure, I'd rather lose one leg than both.
Okay.
What about
All
you? What
right.
are you thinking?
I think I would. Oh, you're frozen. Trey.
Hello, everyone. There were some technical difficulties due to West's poor internet connection. Just wanted to say hi to everybody and looking forward to the album release on Tuesday.
And okay, so back to your random question. What body part would you like to lose
I
if you
agree with
could?
you that it would be a leg probably. Um, I feel like you said, with prosthetics and stuff nowadays, it'd probably be the not easy, but easier of some of the things I could get rid of to adjust to. Um, I wouldn't want to have one arm. I feel like that'd be very. I would feel not safe having one arm. Like if something happened, I want to have two arms, but also I like to have two legs. But again, I feel like if shit hits the fan, my arms will be more important than my legs,
Yeah, ideally, neither of us lose any limbs.
ideally.
I mean, you basically have lost both of your legs at this point anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong.
Oh man. All right, so that's it. Me and Wes are both gonna roll around Carolina Beach next time I'm in town with prosthetic legs.
Hell yeah.
Um, all right, next question. What is the best meal to cook for yourself when the wife's out of town? Like
Mm,
Allie's gone. It's just you. You got the dogs. You're on dog duty. You're not going out. You're staying in. You're watching the NBA finals. What are you making for yourself?
hmm. Well, if it's just me, I don't want to do anything crazy because of the effort level. Um, I'm gonna go simple. I'm gonna say spaghetti.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I love spaghetti,
Mm.
and it's easy to make. So, and I just love it. I mean, I eat spaghetti multiple times a week. Um, so that probably my choice would be some spaghetti.
Okay. I was thinking along the lines of um something you make that you can't, or something you want that you can't really have while Allie's
Uh,
in town.
um,
Um,
if that was the case, it'd be something I had to order because, like, pizza, for example, she doesn't
yeah.
like pizza or Mexican food. I'd go get Mexican food, which I did last
Okay.
week, um, or this week, last week. Um, but yeah, stuff at home she eats. But if it was something that I couldn't get when she was here, it'd be pizza or Mexican, probably pizza.
Yeah. I mean, you do also have to factor in the woman's gone, so you wanna have something that doesn't require a lot of dishes to be washed.
Yeah, so pizza.
Because we know that that's all they're good for. But yeah, that's a random question. Oh yeah, I'll give you what I would do. So Sam was gone last weekend, that's why I was thinking about this. And I'm kind of with you. Something that's easy and you don't have to do a lot of cleaning up for. Um, but truthfully, when Sam's gone, I like to grill. And, she's big on having like a vegetable with our food, which makes sense. It's healthy for you. But yeah, it would definitely be just something I could throw on the grill, not even have to worry about sides or a vegetable. Just some meat, just eating
I would,
some meat.
if it's, like for the alley, for example, like kind of like salmon, there has to be a vegetable. I'm going all meat, double starch, just
Hell
fatten
yeah.
it up. Like a hamburger with mac and cheese and French fries or something like that. Like that, like just not healthy, but good as fuck.
Fuck yeah. That's a man meal right there.
Yeah, it is. That sounds pretty good.
All right. Well, that's my random question.
All right. My next one is a kind of along the same lines of my first question. But you will understand. So that's why I'm asking you. Would you? Well, you've already had corrective surgery, so if that wasn't an option, would you rather go the rest of your life not being able to see or not being able to hear?
Mm. That's hard. I think it's gotta be here. Um, even though that would be hard too.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't listen to music. Can't hear people talking to you, your wife's voice, your friend's voice. Um, big moments of people are freaking out. It's just gonna be quiet. But
yeah.
on the other hand, being completely blind would I think would be worse. As someone who can't see very well without the aid of glasses and or contacts, I know what it's like to not be able to see. And if I couldn't see at all, it'd be terrifying.
Are we talking just like you without your glasses not being able to see? Or
No,
are we talking
this would
about
be
like
blind. What I'm saying is like
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
my vision. I'm not blind, but I still can't see for shit, and it's terrifying. Like if I lose my glasses, like in the middle of the night, I had to wake Allie up because I can't find them. Like if they fall under the bed, I cannot see them. So she has
Yeah.
the. It's terrifying. So I'd rather not hear.
Yeah, that is hard. I kind of had an experience being blind when I was at one of the schools that I went to. Um, we're in the woods for weeks, and obviously you can't wear contacts in a situation like that because you're so dirty, your eyes will get infected. And
Hmm.
this is before I got the surgery, and it was so muggy and wet and nasty that when I wore my glasses, they would just fog up to the point where I couldn't see anything.
Hmm.
And we were using our night vision, stuff like that. So I literally was blind with my glasses because it was so foggy and I couldn't wipe them and see. So I just had to take my glasses off and look through the night vision, like with my raw, non-corrected eyes. So I was walking around in the fucking woods with night vision goggles, blind as fuck.
Oh God,
Dude,
that's a nightmare.
it was a nightmare. I think I lost years off my life because of the stress of that.
That's like oh God, every nightmare I ever had is where I can't see. Like I've never had a nightmare where I can't hear. Like losing my hearing is scary. But I've had dreams where I can't see, and it's no,
Yeah, I think hearing would be weird too, but I'm not sure.
not being
You
able to listen
still,
to music would be very hard. Um, not being able to hear your friends and family ever
yeah,
again. Um, other situations that are more intimate would be not as enjoyable. A whole lot of silence would be
that
weird.
would be hard, and you'd probably be making weird noise because you couldn't hear yourself. You'd be like,
Mhm.
"Mm."
You're like you think you're being quiet, but you're fucking screaming.
Oh shit, that was funny. All right,
Yeah, I pick vision. I keep my vision. I'll go deaf.
all right. I just want to ask one more question before we jump into Pat's beeves. Um, don't know if you had a third random question. If you do, we can definitely do that one as
Mm,
well. But
no,
what are some other podcasts that you listen to other than this one?
I'm gonna be honest. I go in spurts. I don't really listen. I usually listen more music, because
Mhm.
it's something I don't have to pay attention to, and I can just put it on and like so. Well, that's I listen to a lot of like nerdy podcasts, um, that break down stuff like YouTube videos, but the podcast form. Um, I listen to books. I listen to books more than I listen to podcasts.
Okay, that's fair. What kind of books?
Um,
Like, I'm not
well,
asking specific books, but like genre, kind of.
I don't really have a specific genre, just whatever catches my interest at the time. Like the last book I was listening to was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck,
Nice.
which is really cool, a good book if you haven't checked it out. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, I podcasts I just haven't like I tried sometimes, and every once in a while, like I tried listening to LeBron, the art, the whatever his thing's called, the art of the game or whatever. Is that what it's called?
I'm not sure.
But I've listened to that sometimes, and just other random stuff. But I'm not really a big podcast guy.
Okay, that's fair. I wasn't super into podcasts, but I do enjoy listening to them when I'm driving. I don't like listening to them when I'm at home or doing something like that. I think it's more music, like you said. But
Mhm.
when I'm driving in the car, I think music gets old. I like listening to podcasts for some reason. So I've been listening to this one called The Journal. It's kind of like news, to be honest. But it's very much not a like biased news source. It doesn't lean one way or the other. It's basically just talking about current events that are happening in the world. And
Mhm.
I like it because it's non-biased because you never know what's actually the truth and what's just like podcasts or not podcasts, but political jargon, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Um, so I like that one a lot. Uh, there's a couple one's War on the Rocks and one's called Unclassified that are talking about the stuff going on in Ukraine and Russia and then all that stuff and um, Israel and versus Hamas and India, Palestine, the South China Sea. So all like the major conflicts that are happening in the world. So those two talk about that. But that's about all I listen to. But I was curious because I'm always looking for good podcasts to listen to in the car.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
All right, well let's talk Pat's peeves. You got anything that's just been
Oh yeah.
peeving your Pat
I sent a
recently?
snap out earlier this week. I don't know if you remember it or not. Uh, Current pet's peeve that happened to me recently is when you call a company and they have an automated system and then they put you on hold and they play god awful fucking music over and over and over again. And you're at the whim of the person on the other side to answer the phone. And
That's
it doesn't stop. I'd rather listen to silence. Like seriously, like to have it just repeating over it. It's not good music. It's awful. I
that's
can't stand
frustrating to me more than anything because I just want to so many times just put it on speakerphone and not pay attention to it. And then whenever you come back on the phone, we can continue the conversation. But I'm not going to put like some elevator music on speaker and just have to sit there and listen to that the whole time.
Yeah, so like give me the option of just we'll place you on a hold until someone is available and then I'll sit the phone down. I don't need to listen to some song on repeat.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
an
frustrating.
instrumental that's annoying as hell.
Yeah,
Over
I'm
and
with you on
over
that.
again. Someone will be with you shortly. Someone will be with you shortly. Someone will be with you shortly. Over and over and over again. Like when shortly. Just
Yeah,
don't say
that's
anything.
that's fucking that is
You,
annoying as hell.
you make me think it's about to be over. And there's 10 more minutes of me sitting here listening to this.
Yeah.
So
I hate being
yeah,
on
that's my
hold.
current thing.
Hate being on hold anyway, and then just having to listen to that would just make it even worse.
Yep.
All right, I got a pet's peeve, and yeah, I think I was talking about it in a prior episode, but there's a specific bathroom at the gym I go to in the mornings. That's basically the shitting bathroom. It's not in the
Hmm.
locker room where everybody's trying to take a shower and you're just absolutely just pre-workout shits galore in this bathroom. So like there's a separate bathroom. It's the shitting bathroom. And after the pre-workout hits, like you gotta take care of yourself. So I'm in there before I'm going to work out on the bathroom, and the lights are on a timer. And it's a pretty quick timer. So having the light go off on me when I'm in the stall and I'm sitting there waving my hands around, trying to make the light come back on, but it doesn't register because the stall's too hot, too high.
Hmm.
So I have to turn my phone flashlight and finish shitting in the dark.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pat's peeve. I don't know if it's a Pat's peeve because it's more of just a life annoyance that you can't control. And kind of to build on what you just said is I don't know about you, but I there's nothing worse than having to take a really sweaty shit. Like
Yeah.
when you've been poor, like I've had like making this transition in career is going from a building that for the most part was like 40, 45 degrees to back in this hellhole hot kitchen. I'm pouring sweat within 30 minutes of being there. And I'll have to shit. It's inevitable. Like I'll have to. And I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm wet. The seat's wet. It's just uncomfortable. I don't want to have to take a sway shit.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's why I always try and get in there in the gym, like before I start working out, as the
You have
pre-workout's
normal
hitting.
bowel movements, Trey. I don't. I have diarrhea all day, every day, and there's no schedule. If I gotta go, I have to go.
See, I'm on a schedule, man.
That's great for you. I'm happy for you.
It's like clockwork.
The only scheduled shit I have is first thing in the morning. That's it. Within 20 minutes of waking up, I got a shit. But other than
So,
that,
yeah,
who knows?
yeah,
Could be
it's
three
it's
times before 11. It could be two times by 4 in the afternoon. It just depends on the day.
I mean, are you eating right?
Yes. Well, no, but I mean, it's probably some of my own doing, but it's not. I don't take full blame for it. I've always had stomach issues for the last like 10 years.
Extreme ownership.
Yep. Sure. It's because of my diet. My diet doesn't help. I'll say that.
That's fair. At least you understand. But another pet peeve is something that bugs me, not really super pet peeve, but the game being on a Sunday night versus being on a Saturday night. Like
I
the
agree.
game one was on Thursday. So you got plenty of time. You got a
Yeah,
day
usually
off.
there's usually a day in between games. I don't know why there's
Right.
two.
Like the NBA messed that up. They should have, if they were going to skip, they should have done Wednesday night because Wednesday's a big NBA night. And then they should have done Saturday night because, like, I'll probably watch, like, maybe the first half, but I gotta be up early as fuck. So I'm not about to stay up till 10 something and watch the game.
I gotta be up at 7 tomorrow, so it's not like that bad. So I'll
Yeah,
probably watch most of the game.
yeah. No, I'll probably watch till halftime, then call it a day. And then just like watch the second half highlights on YouTube the next morning. So
Yeah, I mean, I haven't sat down and watched a full game, like a full. I've watched like three-fourths of a game, half a game, but to sit there for a whole game is tough, especially if it's like a later game.
yeah.
Dad gets
Um,
tired. I'm old.
I hear you there, man. We're getting up there. But
Yeah.
all right, well, you got any comments to close it off?
Um, you know, come out and support your local softball team. We're gonna need it. Um, yeah, that's about it. I don't have much else, man. I'm pretty empty on that front.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate you coming on, filling the void and giving the people what they want. We do need to shout out uh, the all-knowing. Um, uh, I can't think of what he calls himself.
God's disciple,
Yeah, God's chosen warrior.
chosen
Uh,
warrior. Yeah.
why don't you just reach out and touch Tyler for us, and just help him learn how to swing a baseball bat for us.
Softball bat, but yes, yes. Please,
Softball
Lord.
bat, baseball bat, you know.
Please, Lord. We need all the help we can get, and even a slight contribution from our friend Tyler will put us in that direction. Amen.
Yeah. Just get us to four wins. Amen. All right, dude. Well, appreciate you coming on. Um, and let's talk to you next time.
Thanks, dude. Bye.
Bye.